on my father's side. Since all of them passed away, um, I I kind of lost touch with everybody.
Yeah. And it's sad, but the young people don't even engage that much.
Well, I try to my kids I try to like encourage that. So they participate in family reunions.
Well, on my family side, they don't participate. The young people, uh, we very seldom, you know, see them anyway. So it's just sad. My family side is really not doing anything. And about maybe 10 years ago, we had like a hiccup because my daughter was going to Shures, my granddaughter. No,
Uh-huh.
my daughter. She was going to, what school was she going to? I can't remember, but she met these boys on the bus and they were her second cousins.
You
And
know
they
what?
they were
That is
trying to
so
hit on
funny.
her.
Yeah, that is so funny that you say that because um one of my granddaughters, she's a senior, and she's been, touring and going to different colleges, so she'll know where she's going to be going next summer.
Uh-huh.
Um she met some of her cousins for the first time, and a couple of them were seniors, and they were talking about the schools they were looking into, and one of the schools they were saying, and one of those was her pick as well, was FAMU down there in Florida.
Okay.
And I was like, look at that. I said it's a good thing y'all brought y'all tails to the family reunion so you could meet each other. Cause you end up down there in FAMU and didn't know you as cousins. Next thing you know, somebody bringing somebody home for Thanksgiving and like, this is my boyfriend. I
Yeah.
said, so it's a good thing y'all got to meet each other for the first time.
Uh,
Yeah, that happened to
you
one of
know,
my cousins years ago. We did.
know,
That panicked
you
me
know,
really bad. And I just, I still worry about it because it's my father's side is so big,
Uh huh.
it's so many of them, uh, that I'm afraid my daughter might do something.
Might start dating their
you
cousins.
already
Yeah.
Yeah. And
know
it's possible.
Yes, ma'am. Anything is possible.
somebody's cousin.
Yeah.
Everybody
Oh, hey, brother Steve.
gotta be. I mean, everybody's got at least two or three.
Oh, it froze. It froze. You froze.
Oh, he's gone. Is anybody there? Camilla, you still there?
I'm here. I'm here. I was trying to get on there on my pad, so I'm trying to shut that off. It wasn't working right, so I had to get on my cell phone. So
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to shut the other one off. But Steve, you froze up. We cannot hear you.
Guess he's still trying to get on.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's something going on with this system.
Yeah.
With it, I mean, with its connection. Yeah.
Yeah, he's still struggling with it.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute myself until he can get it going because I'm gonna just sit back and watch some television till he can get it going.
Yeah, me too. I
Okay,
gotta
Miss
go
Lee.
let this dog in.
All right. Okay, well I'm here though.
All right. Talk to you later.
Okay, thank you. Talk to you.
Bye bye.
Yeah, still there?
Yeah, me and Camilla, we're here.
No.
We just muted.
No, okay. No, I got booted out.
Oh, okay. Well, I hold on.
Oh, hey, brother Steve. Yeah, we're here. Me and Miss Ella. Yep. Hey, Miss Ella, Brother Steve, are y'all there? Hello?
What's going on? Let me see.
Hey, Brother Steve.
Hey, Camilla. I don't know what's going on. We having problems in the area or what? But my whole house is turning off, and
Hmm.
I was trying to get on via my phone, which I don't know why that couldn't work.
Yeah, I was trying to get on my pad. It didn't work, so I end up having to use my phone. I don't know.
You had issues also?
When I was trying to use my pad to join, it was messing up. I couldn't talk. Like Miss Ella, I could hear her talking to me, but I could not respond. Um,
Right,
it took a long time to boot up. So I got off of there and I joined by my cell phone and it works.
right. So I'm really kind of like, I'm like, what the heck? Let me see if I'm trying to get on this one too, just to be safe, because I don't know why it keeps dropping. I think it's going through now. Just so no, so I don't need that. I just need to join Google. Um, so, hold on. Because me and Walter were on for up until something happened, I think. It's a nice day today, right?
Oh yeah, it's a very nice day. I was just sharing with Miss Ella. We just got back in town from a family reunion. My mom's side, we
Okay.
were in Ohio, so we just got back this afternoon. I got washed up and got in my pajamas. I'm relaxing now.
I
Yeah,
know.
it was about 5 hour, 5.5 hour ride.
What part of Ohio?
We were in Mansfield, Ohio.
I don't know where that's at. North, south?
It's north.
Okay. Up by like Aurora. Um,
In Ohio?
yeah.
I haven't heard of. I don't know of Aurora, Ohio. I don't know.
You heard of Elyria?
Elyria, Ohio?
Yeah. No,
Mm-mm.
I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah. That's
So, Mansfield is like an
by
hour.
Sandusky. By Sandusky.
Yeah, by Sandusky, exactly. About hour and a half from Columbus, Ohio.
North.
Yep, it's north. Mhm.
Okay. Well, Elyria and Aurora, it's right there by the lake, right at the top. It's
Okay.
right by Sandusky. It's on opposite sides of Sandusky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Hello,
saw the
hello.
sign for
Oh,
North Sandusky.
yeah.
Hello, Walter. How you doing today?
Good, good. How are you?
Doing fine, thank you.
Yeah, I'm just reading a lot.
Yes, indeed. So everybody got a chill out moment after all these storms and um, weather.
Hmm.
It's been quite a bit. With
Oh, I'm just asking for everyone. I mean, How was their power? And the trees went down, or like no?
Yeah.
Our power went out like 3 times, but came back on quickly. But one of my daughters, her at her house, her power was out for what 2 days.
Oh
Oh,
man.
wow.
Yeah.
Where is
You
she?
know what?
You said where is she?
Yes.
Oh, she's south, in hometown.
Oh,
Yeah, by Oaklawn.
I
okay.
think on the southwest they got hit pretty harder.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, they got a lot of trees got like pulled up from the ground, and a lot of power lines down out there.
Oh wow.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it took 2 days for them to restore the power.
No wow. Yeah, because us, we changed that wire from the house to the pole. What we changed it, it was getting old. Because
Mhm.
before it was like a windy, very windy day, we just lose power for like no reason. So the power lines are like pretty old. So we
Yeah.
just changed that. And then through the storm, we had no trees down by us, and then the power was still on.
I thought this like the city of Chicago had. I thought they installed like a new generator system. Is that true?
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, somebody was saying that like, oh, the reason why the city can get their power back up so fast because they had installed a new generator system for the city of Chicago. So I was like, oh, I don't know, but ours it went out like I say 3 times, but came back on quickly. So
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stay on this. Did it say transfer from my phone? Let me see. Let me go back. I want both.
What's going on, Steve?
No, I'm jumping back and forth because I don't know. I finally got my phone on, but I'm just gonna hold it and just in case because the Wi-Fi keeps dropping and I don't know if it's in the area or what because the whole house is going out.
Oh wow. Could
Yeah,
be the area, maybe.
yeah, it gotta be because the whole house is going out. TV, everything.
yes, it's kind of windy out too.
That's odd. But yeah, Walter is right. When you have bad a service head, wires to the service head, if they swing and make contact, it can
Mhm.
throw off your power. But
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
pretty.
but it was getting old.
Yeah.
So I just called ComEd and gave him my number, and two like trucks came out, and they changed it very fast.
Okay.
You know, they had the two booms come in, like one, two, three.
They just
And
changed
then
the wire. They didn't do anything connected to your house, right?
no, the main wire from the house to the pole.
Phone poles or the electric pole. Like, yeah.
Yeah, and then he showed me the wire. It was bad. It was a skinnier wire, like a smaller, like gauged wire. Like wow.
Right, right, right.
And now
Walter,
it's like
did you
hello,
tell him you
Barry.
were Secretary of State or something to get such good service?
No, no, I didn't say nothing. I just called them multiple times. That's
Hmm.
what I was doing. I called them multiple times because they told me they'll come in a couple days
Yeah.
or like one day or so, and I just keep calling them on and on and on.
So let me ask. Well, I can ask later before we go out. But yeah, man. So much, everybody to I guess get on track with um, locally and everything else in between. But
Mhm.
I guess locally we are talking about the storms that have been happening and
Then
quite a bit of rain, and you know what's going to happen next. Since we've had this much rain, we can't really take much more of it before we start getting into flooding pretty soon.
I think Tuesday, Wednesday supposed to storm.
Yeah, I got to find out what the capacity of the reservoirs are. Um,
And even the ground is like saturated now. It's not taking a lot of water now.
right? And that's dangerous also because the trees start to pull up with just a little wind, you know.
That's true.
We've had quite a few in my neighborhood. Well, one broke up a huge limb, and luckily it didn't pull up out of the ground, but a lot of branches were everywhere, big branches. So
Can I say something, Steve?
sure.
Like, okay, like older trees in the city of Chicago, how come they don't trim them more? Because it's a lot heavier for those trees and stuff, breaking those big limbs. Well, when they go on the car, it just smashes the car. Why don't they just trim those older trees and everything? Because all that weight.
I don't know what's going on with the Department of Forestry, but I know within the last 10 years or more, they just don't respond like they used to. Excuse me, they
Is
used
that benefit? Is that budgeting or what?
I don't know. I don't know if they're understaffed or they don't have enough budget to do it, but I mean, they have to have
Then
budget because if you wait until something happens, then that's a bigger problem, you know. It's easy.
then how many crews do they have?
They may not have as many as they used to because I used to call once a year or once every other year, and they would come out. Now it's like we'll see when we get there if we can get there.
So won't they have over 100 trucks? Because there's 50 wards, there should be more than 100 trucks.
You would think, but I don't
Two
think
for each ward.
it's like that. And
What,
they're getting to be older and taller and everything else, you know.
But all that weight, each branch is probably a couple 100 pounds. Those
And
big,
those are
big branches.
small. Those are the small. The
yeah,
other,
can you
uh,
hear me, Steve?
yes, indeed.
Okay, they don't do it like that no more. You can't call in for tree service, tree trimming. They just got it on their schedule just to do it because I used to try to have them to come in my community to do tree trimming, and the alderman explained to me that you don't put it in like that no more. They
Right.
just know where
Mm.
they're gonna go and trim at.
Hey,
So I heard y'all talking about the flooding and stuff right now. Nobel neighbor, this
wow.
week we are taking people to the recreation water. How do you say it? Water recreation? The one in the Stickley plant, 6001 West Persian Road. So we going down there and they're gonna show us about how the water, you know, comes back and forward and how they are trying to stop basement from flooding. And so if anybody interested in meeting us up there, we do have it set up for the community to go up there and learn more about this water and flooding. It's at 10 o'clock Tuesday, and the address again is 6001 West Persian Road. And they also gonna
And
serve us
that's
lunch.
and that's who is that again?
Water Recreation
Water.
Department.
It's in Stickney.
Yes.
So
I think
Metropolitan Water Reclamation District,
Yeah, water.
WMWRD.
Yeah, reclamation. Yeah.
And then what are you saying they're doing about the trees? I missed something.
I said the city, uh, they don't, you can't call in for tree trimming or, come and service your trees no more like you used to. They just have a schedule
Right.
that they go into each community or each neighborhood that they're gonna do.
I just talked to Mr. Glover. He said if they don't do the block anymore, they'll just come, they'll put you on a schedule, come to your place when they get to you.
Mm.
Mm.
Not like just
Oh, that's awfully inefficient. If you're out there with all the trucks and everything, why don't you just go ahead and do the whole block?
because it
That's
goes back
true.
to
Because you're wasting money for one truck, for one house. That big old truck with all the gas and the
yeah, but
equipment.
they've come up with the plan, I guess, that's based on, the squeaky wheel gets the attention. So
So
Can
that's,
I say something?
they just don't want to do nothing. That's it. They want the money, but they don't want to perform the services. They're getting ghetto. That's what it is.
Can I say something?
sure, Walter.
Why don't they just do PMs? There's a preemptive maintenance. They should be driving around and just, do blocks. Like, you know how grand and diversity is? They should do 3 streets in a day. They
Yeah,
should
that
do
would be nice.
PMs.
It makes sense, but for some odd reason, they figured out, don't come and do the blocks. Just go where people ask for the service, and when they ask for the service, we'll put you on the waiting list.
No, but you got to keep up with it. PMs is like, okay, you do a neighborhood probably a week, then you don't have to come back. Because there's a lot of trees in the alleys knocking out these power lines too. And you got out in the front, there's power lines in the front. So if they drive around, they should have crews like 2 trucks each ward, and they should, that thing should be their whole job. Going up and down the neighborhoods and say, okay, these trees needs to be trimming.
What they're doing is very counterproductive.
Yeah,
I can't understand the rationale behind that.
it's about PMs. If you do PMs with these old trees,
When you say PMs, you mean private maintenance or personal maintenance? Is that what PMs mean?
preemptive maintenance.
Okay. I can't understand why they would make a decision like that.
I mean, if you got a budget,
Who's in
how much?
charge of forestry? Who's in charge of that?
I'm not sure. Isn't it two the kind of departments? Cook County has their own forest preserve, and then the city should have their own. But nobody's like talking about it unless you have a media conference. Then they'll come out there and start talking. If you don't put them like on blast, they're not gonna say anything.
Well, how are you supposed to call them if you need services if you don't know where to call? You have to dial 311.
311, because back then the older men used to control that. The forestry. So they used to have always put up signs up. They always say, okay, what we're gonna do this block, the whole block trimming. And that's only like recent.
Yeah.
So why are they going backwards? They should be going forwards.
It must have a lot to do with personnel. I mean, you can't tell me had enough personnel, they would have enough equipment. You get her straight to the courthouse. It has a lot to do with the personnel equipment, Or
What
somebody.
they're not hiring enough people to do the work, or they got lazy people who don't want to do the work?
Could be
Yes, politics.
I want to tell you what I think is going on.
We're not looking at a tornado threat.
If you take whatever it costs to really do a good job with all those services, whether it's the trees or the water or whatever it is, and then whatever it would cost, instead of giving them the resources, you give them half the resources. And the other half you give to Elon Musk because he's getting more and more of every dollar. So if you've only got half the resources, and then people are upset, and rightly so, then there's more problems. And so the whole thing is we're going towards a dystopia where it's all just a mess. And we need to find a very different way of doing everything.
So we should go to Elon and get our money.
Yeah, he's got
There's
it.
that monopoly. Because his company is now worth trillions of dollars. His revenue is not even that much.
So Elon Musk has something out of that IPO that he put out, which strikes me as being, what if there was some famous financial scams? I think basically it's a financial scam because they say that company is worth almost $2 trillion, and they're not turning profits.
No, they're not. They're losing.
They're losing money. And do you have the ordinary controls? No. Elon Musk controls everything. The whole thing's like a scam. And so Elon Musk out of that deal gets something like $1.1 trillion. And what I understand, I mentioned this to Steve the other day, that all of the currency in the United States is something like $2.5 trillion. So that means that Elon Musk has about half of all the currency there is in the United States. So if you say, aren't there enough trucks or why aren't there enough staff? Yeah, maybe management didn't make the best decisions, but I say it's Elon.
And he doesn't have the debt that the U.S. has. What is the debt in trillions?
38.
Oh, you said death. I thought you said something else.
Oh. No.
Well, the way Trump is wasting and throwing away our money, we're gonna be bankrupt by the time he get out of office. Because
We
he's
already
spending
are.
so much money on garbage.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the intention, is to make us all, how India is with vast amounts of poor, extremely poor people? That's the scheme. And then Elon will have, enormous palaces everywhere.
Well,
so I say all of that is in U.S. dollars. And if we don't have enough U.S. dollars, we've got to use time. And hire people and pay them partly in time and partly in dollars. Because there aren't enough dollars. Elon has all the dollars.
Until they change the dollar scale. I mean, not the dollar, the paper dollar or the petrodollar, which is.
Ella, what do you think about that?
It's overwhelming and mind-boggling that he has got that much control over our finances, and he's not a true American. He's an African. And I don't see how he can possibly do all of this. I know they got all the Democrats in his corner as well as Trump, and it's all in that little circle. But I don't know, it should be something that we can do to stop him from stealing from us, because that's what it is. He's stealing and taking from us.
Yep, he is. I think the only thing we can do is come together and unite and trade with each other, help each other. have our
I,
own services.
I don't think we can do enough business like that to turn the tides. It's a start, but we need mega people to
Yep.
go in with that in order to put a dent into what him and Trump have done to our economy. You know, we have what maybe 100 people. That's not even gonna cut it.
No,
We
that's
need more
right.
people.
But if the 100 start doing something good, then there'll be 200. And if the 200 start doing something good, we'll have that much more.
And that's on a long scale basis, though. It's
No,
we need immediate service.
Right. Well, immediately the flood is coming, and food shortages and every other kind of shortage.
Mm-hmm.
It's immediate problems. We've got to organize people to do whatever we need done.
Mm-hmm.
So
President drove past the Kennedy Center today on his way to his golf.
I want to tell you guys that Cora was rushed to the hospital today.
Oh.
Yeah, she's rushed to emergency. My brother was by her house and he noticed that she wasn't speaking properly.
Removed from the nation.
Coral Mayfield?
Yes.
The efforts are meant to
Oh no.
history with a
Yeah,
white
I talked to her.
the president is preparing to mark his
My
80th
son was at
birthday.
her and he called me, and then I talked to her for about 10 minutes while he was over. Then my brother went to take her some food or something today, and he was with her, and then he noticed something wasn't right, and he had to call an ambulance. They took her to Rush, and her son is on his way down to see her.
So she's admitted?
Yeah, for sure. You know that. The ambulance took her. Yes, they took her on the stretcher, you know.
Oh my goodness. Oh shit.
So
oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
But yeah, I'm waiting to hear some news, you know. Nevertheless, I wanted to talk about we were talking about the trees, then we went on to talk about the currency and what's going on, but it was something regarding the flooding. I think I wanted to talk about. I think it was flood, but then I thought about Cora. But nevertheless, yeah, the flooding. We got to be aware of that because I don't know how much more rainwater the reservoirs can take, considering that we've had quite a bit of man. Can you imagine? In January, we had a torrential rain. It was January. It was either 6 or 26. No, it was like the 6th. I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a torrential rain. I mean, thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of gallons of water just came down in the beginning of the freezing cold winter. I mean, that water's still there. And then we've had water way up until now. Now we're dealing with more every other day. And then you notice how it's 90, then it's 60. Then it's 90, it's 80, then it's 40. You know, 45 at night, you know. That was coming up into the time now. And it's all over the world. Everybody's noticing. I was talking to one of the block club presidents or former president, Derek Wright. He's Jamaican. And he says, you know, he goes to Jamaica a couple of times a year now. And he goes to Brooklyn where his mom's house is and for a few months. But he said he noticed in Jamaica, it's getting extremely hot. I said, he was born there. I said, you don't think it's as hot? He's like, no, it's getting hotter. I'm like, but Jamaica's on the equator, you know, and close to the equator. And he said, no, it's different. It's a different heat than it used to be.
You don't think that we mimic the weather a little bit.
What do you mean by mimic? Who's mimicking what?
I mean, we could send stuff into the sky and make it rain.
Yeah, but how do we send something into the sky and make it hot?
What do you think? Same thing we could.
No, you can't. You
It's,
can't replicate the sun.
it's all climate change.
Yeah, but he said
It's all
mimic means that you try to look like it or replicate.
Oh, hey, how you doing?
But I
Good.
tell you now, there's no way we're mimicking the sun. The sun is
No, you got chemtrails. They're putting stuff in the air. You can make it hotter. Certain certain things, certain poisons. Yes.
I don't know about that.
well. I think anything is possible with the way our government and the world is today. Anything is possible, but I don't think they can make it heat. Now I know they put that ISO something on the clouds to make it rain,
Yeah, that's to make it rain.
but I don't think well maybe they do. I don't know. Anything is possible.
Can I say something like a green? You ever heard we have smog in the summer because we're letting different chemicals in the air to make it hotter.
Well,
Honestly,
that's depleting the ozone layer. That's killing up
Yeah.
the ozone layer. That's
That's what
climate change.
I was about to
no, we're sending chemicals in the air.
But it's killing our atmosphere. It's breaking through, allowing these other things to come down to Earth.
Well,
So it's
The
making everything
ozone
hotter.
layer is weak
well,
with all the chemicals and pollution.
let's talk about that because that's what I was going to say. Whatever happened to the whole every day, every week, every year, the ozone layer, We got to do something to change. We've been hitting the ozone layer since the 70s. So what
But
happened is the
I
ozone.
And
heard that
then
it had improved a little bit. I don't know where I heard it from, but it had improved a little bit with all the, things around the world has been doing to eliminate those chemicals from coming up there. But when Trump came in office, he tore it away. He took it away. There's no more pollution things.
control.
Yeah, he took all of that away.
Steve, there's one more thing you guys are missing. Also in the air is also in the water. They're killing algae and all the garbage in our oceans. It brings up the temperature up also. Because there's certain stuff you need to put in the ocean to make it cooler. They call it earth science or ecosystems.
Something's going on because we had earthquakes in the Philippines and earthquakes in Chile, and and then they had some tsunamis warnings, and then they had earthquakes was it in California also? This week,
California always going to get hit, but you could make it have an earthquake.
Yeah, but I don't think they're making it. And then,
You could with a lot of explosives. You can make an earthquake happen.
yeah, but they're not exploding anything.
How do you don't know?
Huh?
How do you don't know?
Because they would have said that's what they were doing.
Look at Illinois. We had an earthquake down south, and they're using explosives.
We had earthquakes just right here in Sycamore.
Yeah, look how far that is. That's about 60 miles west from here. 60, 70 miles west.
Yes. And we felt it all the way here. I know I did.
That's on North Avenue.
Yeah. I thought somebody was banging the house around. We had like some I think my daughter's room has some like little chimes on the wall. And all of a sudden I'm like, what are you doing? Kicking the walls. And I could hear it just and I felt the boom. I could hear the rumble. Everything.
Yeah.
This is odd. But I think that was the second one. I felt the one that came out of I think it was downstate or Indiana somewhere.
The oldest one runs through right here in Chicago.
Not through Chicago.
No, the oldest fault line runs through here.
You mean active fault line? Because I thought
No, old ones, ancient, never moved.
Where's it at?
It goes on the angle.
From through. I mean, like where? Where?
I gotta look it up. I seen it a long time ago.
I thought the fault line that's most critical is down in Centralia, somewhere down there, somewhere near the border at the bottom of the state. I thought the biggest in the they say it's bigger than what's the one that's in California, but
probably that one, maybe.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about. It's huge. It's and it last time it actually how do you call it? I don't know what you call it. Not erupted, but had some activity, seismic activity. It was around the beginning of the 1900s, and it was catastrophic. Luckily, the towns were not as large as vertical, because that's where you feel it the most. The higher up you are, the more you feel it. Like they said, people in John Hancock that lived there, they felt it. The most recent quake that came out of Indiana or down in Centralia. But yeah, no. But back to this flooding. We need to be clear about they send out warnings and they'll tell you be careful not to take bath showers, run your water this period, because you'll be adding more water from the lake into the system, and the reservoirs will become closer and closer to their peak capacity. And once they reach their capacity, that's when you start to get back. It starts backing up all the way back to the inside of your homes. You don't have a backflow valve, and if it doesn't come back into your homes, it'll end up on the streets and the sidewalks. And I've seen that happen several times.
So how many reservoirs is there?
Right. Well, there's 3 main reservoirs for the Chicagoland area. There's the McCook Reservoir, and I think it holds 30 billion gallons.
Isn't there supposed to be another one that's supposed to do?
Yeah, about a year. No, I'm sorry, not 30 billion. It's 6 billion, 6 to 8 billion gallons.
So why is one is 30, one is 8?
No, it's not 30. It's not 30. It's 6 or 8 billion. And by the year 2030, they will have the next McCook 2, which is the backup reservoir for us. And it's on I-55 and First Avenue. And it's the one that's McCook 2 will be close to that. And it's supposed to hold almost the same amount, 6 or 8 billion gallons. And the next reservoir is the one up in, I think it's up in Lake County somewhere.
Yeah.
It's Lake County, was it, or Arlington or something like that, Arlington Heights. There's a reservoir there that handles the north side of Chicago and those suburbs. And then you have Thornton, which is obviously down in Thornton, right off of the tri-state. Like when you're going to Gary, you could see it. It's a big reservoir. That's the one that seldom gets filled. I mean, if it gets 10% of its capacity, only at 10% and leaving 90%, that's pretty much what happens with that one. But McCook, it just overflows.
What happened with the deep tunnel project and reservoirs, the quarry ones?
The tunnel project is done. It's been done for some years now. But the reality behind it also becomes part of the reservoir system when everything starts to back up. That's the deep tunnel project is what dumps everything into McCook. reservoir. And
So how many?
pardon?
So how many reservoirs is there? 4 or?
Three.
So they should have a 4th one.
Yeah, they're gonna. Well, Thornton. This is how it works. Thornton it handles everything from, I think they said 63rd Street all the way, out as far as 63rd goes west, to the lakefront. To the city. We're talking about properties, and then everything south of 63rd goes to Thornton, and then everything north of 63rd goes to McCook. And then but north doesn't go all the way to the north side of Chicago. There's another designation. I don't know if it's like Irving Park or Montrose or one of those streets that goes to Arlington Heights. Is Arlington Heights in Lake Forest, or is that still in Cook?
They're still in Cook. Arlington Heights is still in Cook.
Okay, so yeah, I think it goes as a reservoir somewhere out in Arlington Heights or something like that. But yeah, it's just still not enough for the middle. The middle is where it always floods, if you look at it. And it's kind of odd that the south side flooded a little bit and Thornton never fills up. So that's infrastructure when it's the south side. When it's for us. What's that?
I think is the computer. I hear stories that one of the doors all the way on the bottom won't open and close. That's what I'm hearing. That's why it's getting flooded.
They have doors on the deep tunnel project.
And then they have to bring echoes, to open it up.
They have doors on the deep tunnel. It's just huge caverns of tunnels, I mean, these things look like they're 50, 60 feet tall, I mean, and round, the deep tunnel project. And they, of course, the streets dump into them. And they carries it out to McCook, which is the reservoir. Well, I mean, the rock quarry. It used to be a quarry out there.
Yeah.
See it off of 55 going south once you're by, what is that, First Avenue. But anyway.
Yeah, they called it TARP.
What's that?
Tunnel and Reservoir Plan.
Oh, okay.
TARP Deep Tunnel.
TARP. What else I wanted to tell you guys about?
They got the McCook Reservoir, Thornton, Gloria. There's 1, 2, 3. 3 of them.
Gloria. Where's Gloria?
Located near O'Hare International Airport.
Okay.
It's a smaller one for 350 million gallons. So I think this is for Upper Des Plaines and then privately, because there's a Lake O'Hare too for the airport.
Right, but is there one bigger than that?
No, the biggest Thornton is 7.9 billion gallons.
Okay.
The McCook is in one stage. 2 is fully completed. Its total capacity will reach 10 billion gallons.
Okay. So it's only about 6 billion then now.
Yeah. So I mean, if they have 2 stages, fill 10 billion. You got Thornton. Thornton should have two stages.
No, Thornton's okay because it's never filled to capacity yet. It never gets halfway filled to capacity.
So why is all the water going to McCook then?
Because with the density of people are and the way they have the sewers set up, they're in that middle section. They go to McCook. I mean,
maybe we should build an ark instead of a reservoir.
Yeah, right.
This guy.
Right. Ark instead of TARP.
Where are you at, Barry? Outside?
Yep.
Are you protesting today?
Am I what?
Protesting.
The answer is yes, but I don't know what protest you're talking about.
Where's your flags?
He's talking about Donald Trump's birthday.
Yeah, the No Kings Day.
I don't know about no King's Day.
That was today.
Oh, it was? No, not today. I don't think so. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you, everybody, about was when I was talking about Cora going to rush to emergency for possible stroke. Um, she, I was at a meeting with the minister. I went to the minister's, was it Leaders Network? Reverend
Mhm.
Reverend Hatch, Reverend Gunn, um, you know, many of the others. And Acri began to talk about his wife had a stroke. And fortunately enough, they were close to Christ Hospital when they were at an event at 95th and Cicero. And Christ is just around the corner on 95th. So it's like 5 minutes away, if that. And he got her there. But then he said she had another episode at the church at Greater St. John on Waller and Potomac. And he said that, unfortunately, the emergency center, West Suburban, which is only 5 minutes away, if that, wasn't open. And of course, you can't go to Loretto because there are no longer emergency center there. And somehow, this is why I'm trying to let you guys know, statistically, they say every mile that you have to travel in case of an emergency situation, life and death emergency situation, it minimizes your chances of living by minutes. I think it's a mile, something like that. Every mile you have to go, it reduces your life, expectancy with this emergency situation if you have to travel further by a minute. I think he said a minute, something like that. And every minute counts, and when you think about that, you go, okay, we got Rush in Oak Park, which that's not doing it because Rush in Oak Park is I don't think it's a trauma center. And then you got Gottlieb, which is not a trauma or emergency center. And then you got the place. What's this place right here on the corner, Walter?
It's supposed to be Rush, but that's only fly by night. It's not even 24 hours. I think that's a crime.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, it's just a clinic or something.
Clinic. It's not even a hospital. And then you go to the butcher shop at Edison and Central. I don't even call that a hospital.
Right. I forgot
That's a butcher's shop.
But is that emergency center?
Yeah. There's an emergency center, but that's a butcher shop.
But that's where they had to send people.
Yeah, because
I'm just gonna say this: we definitely don't want to be how do I put it in need of an emergency because you have to go all the way down like they took Course. They had to take her from the west side all the way to the near west side, Ashland and Harrison, and that's not good.
So Rush Hospital won't take her?
Yeah, but no, not here, not on Harlem and Madison. That would have been like what 6-8 minute ride from her house. Division.
And what about the one on Austin?
Austin, there's nothing. Oh, you mean West Suburban?
Yes.
It's shut down.
Oh my God.
This is why they were talking about this at the meeting at Columbus Park. There was a couple hundred people in this meeting. Channel 7 was there and a few others.
Which suburb is that?
Oak Park.
Why Oak Park take it over?
That's a good point. They're trying to find somebody to take it over, but I'm just surprised we're not hearing much from Don Harmon, and that's his district and his community and his city and his everything.
You know why? Nobody put no light on it.
Oh, it's been like
Nobody. Well, when is the next meeting? I mean, you got that guy was siphoning money. He probably took PPP loans on that.
they said that he's got exonerated. That guy, the guy that was over at Loretto, he was exonerated.
So this is like a emergency. Actually, this is not playing games with politicians. This is actually costing people's lives. Actually, this is bigger than This is,
Yeah,
you know,
I know. And
if something is gonna happen, bigger than now, and they're gonna be, 'cause people want that hospital to be open.
oh yeah, I mean it's very important when there's a life or death situation. Like I said, Cora, she lives literally 5 minutes from West Suburban. The emergency,
Oh, wow.
literally, the ambulance could have put her in the ambulance, got on the road, and been there in 5 minutes. She's on
Yeah.
the division in Austin. West Suburban is on what is that? Superior and Austin, I guess, or Huron.
Mhm. Yeah, it's like down the street from her.
Right, 5 minutes, but they had to take her 20 minutes away.
And that's life and death.
Probably longer, considering you got to go on the expressway to get there.
Yeah, that's life or death.
So I'm trying to find out what's going on. I'm going to find out more. And then somebody else we know, they're on their way to emergency, not emergency, but to the hospital. They called me and told me they were on their way to a hospital to check on their situation. But luckily, we pray that it'll be good. He'll be okay because he's getting in front of it right now. So anyway, these are things we got to be aware of because these safety nets are not there anymore.
How come the government wasn't there? Like JB or the higher ups at this meeting?
They weren't there, but the ministers are really they're on a protest to get someone to take this hospital over that's responsible. That's the key. Somebody said, I think, was it Barry or someone was saying that the state needs to just take it over. But I think
I was talking about Oak Park should take it over. I don't know. I mean, the state should, because they have Cook County Hospital. They might as well take this hospital too.
But Cook County is run by the county.
Yeah, but they should put this one under the county too. West Suburban.
I don't know. Maybe they could. But these are things that I'm saying to everyone. It's very detrimental, and we're not aware of these things. That if we are in need of an emergency or trauma situation, we don't have a lot of choices when it comes to distance. I mean, the closest is Ashland and Harrison.
So we have to be the voice, and you got to talk about it now.
Right. Well, that's why we're talking about it now, because it's very important if it's life or death situation.
Well, from a 5 minutes to a 20-minute ride, that's a big difference.
Right.
Big difference.
And 5
And
minutes.
a lot of I'm sorry to cut you off, Steve, but the one at Edison and Central is not it's not they don't have everything. They don't have state of the art stuff. They don't.
Right.
Loyola Hospital is good. It's a good hospital.
Yeah, but you want to go 40 minutes to an hour?
40? No, no.
Wait a minute. Loyola and Maywood?
Yes.
Yeah, I think wouldn't that have that's still like
20. Well, Gottlieb is a part of Loyola.
Yeah, but I don't know if they have an emergency center there.
Okay.
Gottlieb is I don't like it. I like Loyola a lot better. You know, bigger rooms, better everything.
Yeah.
You know.
Just wanted to share that information.
And then we're fighting for better hospitals. All the best hospitals are like downtown Chicago,
Yeah.
like Northwestern, a lot better hospital.
Oh yeah.
Rush downtown is
So,
better.
so remember these three things I want to talk about. I want to talk about the housing, affordable housing and rent. I want to talk about the Bears and the taxes with that, right after housing and rent. And the third thing is, it'll come to me. I was going to bring it up just now. Oh, I know what it was. The team takeovers. We could talk about that last. So those three things. We could start with the affordable housing rents.
Steve, what's the objective of? Is it to make any decision, to take any actions, or just to discuss it, to be knowledgeable?
First of all, is to make awareness if those don't know, and then to let everybody know where things are and what's going on, and then and what actions can be taken, and then but first and foremost, many people just don't know about any of this, none of this. They're like, what's a team takeover, So
We could talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Well, let's talk about the affordable housing and the rents. Last week, and I think you were there, right, Barry, at the meeting with the regarding those two issues, and maybe you could talk more because I'm still getting bits from everybody. Although I was there, I didn't go into the meeting, and maybe you can give a little bit more on what happened Monday.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what, if anything. Oh, yeah, I think I came out of it feeling like, what a waste of time.
Yeah, that's what somebody do.
No, there was, so who was there debating?
Well,
do you recall?
We had, I know the only elected official I heard that was.
Oh yeah, Tara was there, and Tara. Oh yeah, I remember.
More serious allergic
it was at your place at NAC.
Inflamed pancreas or gallbladder problems. Tell your doctor.
I felt
if you're nursing,
the politicians who were supposed to be there didn't take this seriously enough to be there. And Tara did do the best she could do with her limited, time served in the office. She did really good. And
I agree.
What I was really baffled about is the formula they use to pass on affordable housing to people. It's very deceptive. And it's based upon so many entities that have to be added, subtracted, divided to see if you fall into that category for affordable housing. And I was really upset about that because I thought affordable housing mean based on your income, how much rent can you afford? But it is not based upon that. And that's what I took away from that meeting. And I told that's very deceptive when they use that affordable housing term because it's not really affordable. And so I got kind of like angry about that. But she did let us be aware that when people toss out that affordable housing to you, it's not what it seems.
Okay. So you were there.
What does it seem?
I missed you too, Ella. I know Miss Guy was there, Rosetta. I caught her at the end. I think Venus was there. Venus was there. Yeah, she was there. I missed her. But anyway, you about to say something?
I think Walter was saying something. What did you say, Walter?
No, with that affordable housing, how are they going to portray it? Like, are they talking about some kind of the people are making money off of it, or
No, nobody but whoever is giving that housing. But according to, I think what I got, according to what Tara was saying, is that it has to be approved downtown or some board, and then it's based upon $50,000, and then they take something and do something and twist it all around where it comes out not to be affordable. If you make 24,000 a year, you're not in that range to get affordable housing because it's past your $24,000 a year.
What?
so it's a scam then?
Yeah, it's
Huh.
not affordable.
How can you make $24,000 a year and a 1-bedroom apartment is $1,500 a month, $1,200 a month?
They're just scamming
It's not
people. Why would
affordable. It's out of reach for the people who need it.
Oh yeah, this is what I want to ask you. Um, you heard that new program came out. They're gonna give $70,000 for homeowners.
Yes.
What's going on with that?
That's something that's going. The mayor's put out, I guess, really to try to stimulate, home ownership, but also to raise some revenue for taxes. It's a good opportunity.
Yeah, but they're one side of the coin, they're saying affordable housing. Another side of the coin, they're saying about buying properties.
What that is affordable housing, if you can find a property that's worth $150,000, which I don't know where you're gonna find that.
So were they just blowing smoke up, or?
Well, think about it. They're giving you $70,000, and say you find $150,000 property. So that means you only got to finance about $80,000, right? So $80,000, your mortgage is probably going to be around what? Anywhere from $800 to $1,000 with your taxes and insurance. That's
Yeah, but it's not feasible unless you buy a 4-unit building.
well, if you found a 4-unit building for $150,000, I guarantee you, you're gonna need about another $400,000 or more to rehab it. So, or minimum, you need more than that. You need probably another $200 per apartment.
Yeah.
$800,000 to rehab it. So what's the point? You got 70 to put on eight, 9. Man, I hate to say it, but I don't think a 4-unit would be 800,000. I think a 4-unit shouldn't be
No, 400.
Maybe it's 600, 650.
So they're just blowing smoke about it?
But still, you're talking about $600,000. I mean, after you take the 70 away from it, $580,000, and then you got to put down a down payment. So can it be done? Yeah. If you're talking about a bunch of people pooling money together, but I don't see it.
I feel it's all a scam because what they're asking for housing now, nobody can really afford it unless it's 2 or 3 families living in the same apartment, and they break it down that way. Because I was talking to someone, and they say Ferber's house, the lady that's in charge of Ferber's house is asking $425,000 for that 2-flat.
Yes.
And I think that's a lot.
And what's that other thing with that Illinois, oh, what's it called? There's a firm. There's a lot of corruption in that land bank.
Oh, yeah. That's what they said something about land bank. I didn't really understand what land bank was, except I don't know. I really didn't understand how it would benefit low income people.
Did you came to those meetings, right? Or one of them.
Yeah, I was there Monday.
No, I'm talking about I missed you, but I'm talking about the land bank meeting.
Oh, with the lady from Oak Park?
Yeah,
Oak Park's thing?
Dana, right.
Yeah,
I think she made it perfectly clear. She just said that they want to create a board or something, an organization, but she didn't, the real objective other than being able to get the properties and have them in our land bank or land trust.
You know why they're making these boards up? Because they're getting paid.
right. I don't think they serve a function except to further confuse the public and take from the public, because I don't think they're really there to help the low income people.
No, they got these board members making over 100 grand each one of them. You gotta look at the fine print. Where already the locations are at these new boards. You gotta check their backgrounds, and you gotta see, okay, what's their salaries. You look at their salaries; they're making money off these not-for-profits. You know what's going on already.
Yeah, it's all a big scam. All of it. It's opportunity for them to gain wealth
And then they
and
buy
not
the real
designed to
estate
help nobody.
and they buy the properties cheap, pennies on the dollar. Some of these properties, and they just turn around and make a buck. So you gotta look at that too.
So tell me this. What did they say? Because you were there, Ella and Beard. What did they say about the rents? Because they were talking about rent control. What happened with that?
I don't think they touched on that too much, because I don't remember them saying too much of anything about rent control.
Okay.
Barry, did you hear anything?
No, I didn't. But I think the big problem is that the whole thing doesn't make sense because, I mean, the really big picture. Because what's happening is more and more of the available dollars is going to the I'm going to start calling the oligarchs.
Administrators. Yeah.
No, I'm going to start calling the oligarchs like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and the rest of them. What's that new disease that's affecting the cattle, I think, in New Mexico, is it?
Screwworm.
Screwworm. Yeah, I think we should start calling these oligarchs screwworm.
We call them
That's a good name.
Because they're getting all of the dollars, all of the big dollars. I mean, they're getting most of all the dollars. And so it doesn't leave anything. There's not enough dollars for housing, for the fundamentals, for flood control, for everything. And so then we squabble and we work out detail after detail, rigmarole, but it can't work because there aren't enough dollars.
Yeah.
So
you know what they say, Barry?
So therefore we've got to come up with some way of solving these problems.
You know what they always say, Barry?
And I don't think they're going to. I don't think in the next year or 2 or 3 or 10 there's going to be enough money.
Thanks for the automatic weapons. Our seconds they took 2 in the chest.
That's true.
You know what I always say, Barry? Wherever there's money, you got to follow the money, and there's greed behind it.
Huh.
But nonetheless, we've got to find some way to mobilize ourselves to get done what needs to be done.
I think it's
Otherwise, we're going to perish.
well. I think that's where we headed. Is too much bureaucracy. Is too much oligarch, whatever you
Yeah,
call those rich
true word.
idiots. It's too much, and it's losing all of the people who fall under that. The regular people, the everyday people. We don't
And
have a
the
middle class. We have a rich and a poor.
extremely rich. I mean, rich beyond what kings and queens used to be rich. It's beyond that.
Yeah.
I mean, if Musk has half the currency that everybody else has, I mean, and it's a scam. It's not like he earned it. And that's just Musk. What about Bezos and the rest of these guys?
There's 88 companies that have paid no tax. 88 companies.
So the system's not work. So we need to find some way. And the question is, how? And I don't know any other way than we have to come together and get on
First
the
of
same
all,
page and start doing stuff. Because without doing it, how are we going to get the housing?
you know, we need a real, true leader. You know,
That's us. That's all of us.
yeah, if we could all come together and do that.
But we don't have to all agree. You do what you do, and you do what you can do, and Walter does what he can do, and I'm doing what I can do, and Steve, etc.
Yeah.
And we don't have to all do the same thing because there's too much to be done. So it doesn't really matter what you work on.
Can I say something, Barry?
Go ahead, Walter.
I mean, none of these politicians treat us like fairly or think we're just a voting base for them.
Yeah,
we gotta
but
vote them out.
we've got to mobilize ourselves and emphasize what we can do.
No, but they just look at us like, what
So
does
what?
this guy know?
So they do. So what? The main thing is we've got to figure out what we're going to do.
Let me ask this question. Make it really brief. What does everybody want from a politician? That's the truth. Give me two things that you would want to see. Maybe three.
I'll tell you two things. I'd like them to help us, and I'd like us to help them.
Okay.
Yeah. So while the politicians
and we figure out what we're trying to do, and what I want to see done is a flourishing West Side.
Steve, I want to ask you a question.
Walter, you're not paying attention to what I said, are you?
I know what you're saying, but I wanted to ask him about that hospital. Were there any politicians there fighting for the community?
Well, I mean, I think LaShawn was talking about it. But I don't know where he's at with it all right now.
See, we just need more politicians. If they care about the people, how come there weren't more politicians at these meetings talking to us about affordable housing, about the hospitals, about all these issues that we have? You know, they just come around when it's voting season come around. They don't come around.
Walter, they've been bought and paid for by the screw world.
By
the screw world.
Grow worms.
Screw world.
Well, so why we vote for these guys?
So what I'm saying is, they're not really able to do much without us.
So we need to fight these battles. The hospital.
No, we got to figure out what we want and who's going to do what. Because there are just a few of us. What?
What we want to know when these meetings come, the hospital, we got to show and force. We want to hold these politicians accountable.
That's not
And
going to
then-
happen.
What do you
We
mean?
can't show and force about every one of these issues. There's too many.
Well, we got to fight our battles. We fight
We've
a couple
lost.
battles.
They have to kowtow to where the money comes from for their next election.
But I'm saying this hospital is not downtown. This is in Oak Park. That's in your backyard.
I hear you. Yeah, I hear you.
So we fight battles to win a war. We got to win a couple battles.
Well, maybe that's so.
Fight battles that's worth fighting. That's what you do. You know, you got to pick and fight the ones that's worth winning. I mean,
The hospital.
Bear's got a good point that, you know, the oligarchy, the extremely rich, and the powers that be are gonna do what they always do: be powerful.
Okay, who's this guy that bought the hospital? Is he a rich guy? Where did he
I don't
get
know.
the money from?
Nobody has it now. They're trying to find somebody for ownership, but hopefully it's the right person with the right people looking at that before they make the decision.
So won't Cook County or the state take over the hospital?
Sounds like an easy thing to do, but it doesn't really happen like that. It hasn't happened like that. And
well, they had Cook County Hospital for all these years. They built a new one.
The county funds that. The county grabs all the taxes, you know, once they get it from the state.
Can I say something? This is a life emergency. This is like.
So why don't you lead that effort, Walter?
Well, tell me in the next meeting. I'll blow a lot of.
Find out when the next meeting is. You're real smart.
No. I tell you the next meeting, tomorrow night's meeting at Galewood. You bring that up, Walter, since you know about it now, and nobody seems to care or know about it in Galewood. Have you heard anybody in Galewood talk about this?
Because nobody knows.
That's what I'm saying. And guess what? Guess what that means? They're in bad. They're in bad. Because what hospital are they going to go to? What are they going to go to if there's an emergency?
That's true. A lot of them goes to this hospital, right? In Galewood?
I'm not saying that, but I want to know, what hospital do the people in Galewood go to if there's an emergency? You can't tell me.
Let's ask people. I don't live in Galewood. I live in Montclair.
Well, okay, 2 blocks across. Which hospital are you going to go to?
I go to the butcher shop. I ain't going to no butcher shop no more.
I mean, is that the best? Well, again, that needs to be brought up in the meeting. So you should bring that up tomorrow for new business.
I will.
Because nobody's thinking about it. I'm telling you. No one's
this will affect everybody. We'll put a lot of strain.
Wait. Let's back this all up. Where do the people in Oak Park go since they don't have a hospital? Has anybody?
Yeah.
Where do you go, Barry? Or everybody's just gonna stay healthy, right?
No, people don't stay healthy all the time.
And everybody in Oak Park are just gonna stay healthy. They're not gonna go to, that's 30, 40.
Well, that's why we need to have one person take the lead.
But
because
wait.
I'm not going to do it.
Show numbers. We have to show numbers.
Hold on.
Well, that's your way. Convince people that.
Question answered, because I know Ella wants to know. I know Camille wants to know. I know Camilla wants to know. I know Venus wants to know. I know a lot of people out there. Where do the people in Oak Park go if there's a health crisis or emergency? Where do they go?
Barry?
Somebody, Barry, in your age, I mean, that's had to go to a hospital.
Yeah, I don't know offhand. The one at Maywood that was mentioned.
Maywood.
Loyola,
yeah. I mean, that's the first place that comes to my mind.
Okay, so maybe that could be it. That could be it. I didn't think about. What about you? The people in Galewood, Montclair. Where are they going?
We go to the butcher shop in Montclair.
Yeah. What's the name of that hospital? I forgot the name of it.
They changed that name so many times.
Central and
Edison.
yeah, that's not the best place, but okay, so that's what you think. Or do they go all the way up there in Park Ridge?
No, that's too far for us.
Far, okay. I don't know. Well, this is just something I had to ask because I'm like, I know these are critical things that most people in Austin and Lawndale and places like that are always thinking what hospital, they're going to go to if there's an emergency, which people in Lawndale definitely going to, what is it, Mount Sinai.
Mount Sinai.
Yeah, which that's a whole nother butcher shop,
Damn, too many butcher shops.
But at least the people in Lawndale have the location closer to Cook County, because between Cook County and Mount Sinai, it's only about a mile difference, maybe a mile and a half if you're on Ogden. So, and I would rather go to Cook County.
Then, Steve, remember that other hospital?
If I was
what's it called? Loretta Hospital. They were open during COVID. Remember that big hospital?
They're open, but they do not. I don't think they don't do emergencies or trauma anymore.
What's going on? They found corruption there too.
Yeah, that guy was exonerated also, I heard.
So who's doing this, and is he tied with any politicians?
We'll talk about that at another time.
Both these hospitals. Come on, that's why the politicians don't come, because they're in on the deals.
We'll talk about it another time.
Come on. I'm saying it truthfully. I'm saying because you got all that money going on.
Hey, it's getting late. What were the other two topics I said we gotta look at?
Bears and team
the Bears.
takeover.
As we can't really come up with solutions right now, but at least people know what's going on and they know what just happened. The Bears, again, I heard that they're looking at Indiana. Most people that I talk to, they're saying, you know what, let them go, because it's a strain. It's a bear strain on our asses, literally. To just let them stay here, give them all these tax incentives and breaks, and they're still not going to contribute back, to helping by staying in Chicago. Now, if they were to stay in Chicago, it might be a really great benefit. Maybe they can look at
what are they looking for?
Pardon?
What are they looking for? How much money? And the Chicago Stadium, Soldiers Field, they didn't pay no tax.
Okay, so that's the problem. I mean, if they're not paying taxes, what are they contributing to?
Nothing.
Reduce the taxes for us. I mean, are we going to continue to build for them and still have to pay all these extra taxes every year, every quarter, every half year, to support them? I mean, that's not going to be a good deal. So maybe we should find something that can help the taxpayers.
What are they looking for?
Let them go to Indiana, because they ain't doing nothing. They're not winning. They're not doing anything for us. So let them go. I don't care.
Yeah, they ain't winning.
A solid plan. Like if there was a plan, let's just say they were going to build a multi-billion-dollar dome stadium where there's the possibility for us to make billions of dollars off of a Super Bowl and other events, because you can go 365 days a year with a dome stadium, and do other events there, so they can make money. And
can I say something, Steve?
Hold on. Hotels, transportation, food, restaurants, and entertainment that could just come from that. Now, where would they put it? Because the Friends of the Park has a restriction on many things. I don't know. You know, I don't know what kind of square footage and area they need, but I can guarantee you they would probably have to take down the old McCormick Place and build some soil out in and put some soil out in the land and fill that whole area in where Friends of the Park, what is it? Not Friends of the Park, Meigs Field or Northerly Island is, and do something. But
why don't we just plan a goodbye party?
Yeah, right.
Can I say something, Steve?
Sure.
Okay, there's three stadiums, okay? Soldiers Field got their money already to build all that goofy stuff on top.
And it's not paid for yet. Still about.
And we spend a lot of money in Millennium Park with these big bean, whatever, goofy stuff. And we built White Sox Park. That's a lot of money. We just threw it around. And then Chicago Fire built a stadium. We're giving them tax breaks. And this is the big one. At United Center, both the owners paying for all that construction for United Center, from the Blackhawks and also from the Bulls. So if they know the plan is, or they put all this money together, how come the Bears can't just put up their own money up? They're a multi-billion-dollar company.
Yeah, but they need your money.
No. With all they're raising the ticket prices for nothing.
Somebody's got to do the math, and I can tell you the math is not mathing up. When you look at giving tax breaks to them to go to Arlington Heights, to put their own casinos, to put their own hotels, to put their own entertainment venues, to put their own indoor dome stadium, to put their own practice fields, to put their own city out there that takes money from Chicago.
Then look at the Chicago Cubs. They built all this stuff on their own.
It's okay. It's in Chicago. The revenue will come back to Chicago. How would that revenue that I just mentioned to you come back to Chicago when it's 40 miles away?
No, it won't.
So all it's going to do is create competition for Chicago. And then will people actually come here and visit downtown when they could stay on a campus as big as Aurora, whatever it is, why would they come downtown? They wouldn't. So
they should build their own stuff.
For the state legislators to give them money to do that would be stupid. And
then they should build their own.
People are saying, well, you're going to let the Bears lead the state. Well, let them lead the state if this is going to be the consequence. But they need to look at the math. They need to know what it would cost to do all of those things in the city of Chicago and how much it would yield as far as revenue over a 10-year, 20-year period or whatever. Same thing with Arlington Heights. And the same thing is if they go to what is it, Indiana. They need to do the math in all three scenarios, and then that's the answer. But I don't think it should come off the sweat and the economic burden, be an economic burden to the taxpayers, as you know. And they still owe a half $500 million on it. I think they still owe $500 million on Soldier Field.
Oh, wow.
So, but that's that. Let's move on to the team takeovers. The question was posed to me by one of the aldermen, Steve, what's going on with these team takeovers? What do we do about them? And the only thing I can say is, we didn't really have team takeovers when we were younger because we had no way to organize as a teenager. Now they can organize it in split second with the phone. Hey, send this message out. Everybody be there. We'll be there on this corner, this place, this time. Get there, be square. Uber, train, bus, whatever. Get your mom to drop you off, which is stupid. I just
want to know who's the alderman and also how old are these teenagers?
Well, let's just be real about it. There may be some 20-something-year-olds in there. More than likely there is. Ain't no doubt. I won't even doubt that. I can guarantee you that. But
Then, who's
I
the
think
alderman that brought this up?
my thing is, if anybody's if anyone's parent is dropping them off, knowing and seeing the situations that these team takeovers have been doing for the last 5, 6, 10 years, they would be. I mean, how would you not know not to do that? You said
Well, you should hold them responsible for that. You put that back on the parents. That's how you keep those things from happening. When they get that number, they should call that number and tell them, that you a parent and you against that.
What's up, Tiny?
What you mean?
Hey, how's it going, Wow?
I'm good.
I'm confused. What do you mean by call that number? You said call that number. What number?
The suicide prevention number.
Why? Because you think the parents are going to commit suicide after?
Well, it may be, or they getting their kids to do things. The parents have to be responsible for their kids.
Right.
It ain't up to that. Well, you need police. They already got curfew laws. They need to get the parents involved. I think that's the main answer.
But I don't think they can enforce the curfews because there's so many kids they can't grab them all.
Well,
Can I say something?
Well, the thing is, they get a record. They build a record. They be on probation or something.
Can't catch them. It's
Well, can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead, Walter.
There's two things you didn't mention. Because they got intel. How come the police don't look at their intel, the people that are watching Facebook and all this Instagram? And then they know what phone numbers are in that area at one time. So while they file the paper trail of people's phones and texting, we got all this surveillance, and then also with the leaders of these groups. Because why are they doing the teenage takeovers? Are these about jobs? They need jobs
What?
for the summertime? Yeah.
It's about disruption.
Yeah, this
There's more than that.
Usually happens in the evening. It doesn't really happen in the daytime. I don't think. No, don't get me. It's not just in Chicago. I've seen situations in Detroit, in Ohio, definitely down in Atlanta. I've heard about these takeovers. I don't know about New York, but
there's reasons behind it.
One reason the teens can't take over New York is because everybody else is in the way. There's too many damn people in New York. The teens ain't got no room to take over nothing. People constantly moving there.
No, but
You
there's
know, okay,
cliques.
let's look at this scenario, okay? Mama, can I go over and visit my girlfriend or boyfriend or whoever it is? Sure, honey, go. Then the teenagers sneak off and go downtown without their parents' approval. Because I can't believe all these parents are that negligent as to let their children do something.
That's when you tell them, you know what? I'm going to be checking in on you every 20 minutes. How about that?
Now that might work, but and most of the teens I see downtown are black. I see very few whites.
How about
white groups.
if I catch you with that thing on your phones, I'm whooping your butt.
Oh, can I say another thing?
What, Walter? You want to whoop their butt too? Huh?
No, the parents, they got GPS on their kids' phones.
Absolutely, but they know how to turn it off.
Right.
No, they got some apps you can't turn it off.
Okay.
The GPS.
There you go.
They don't even know that they're tracking them.
They can't jailbreak it, then there you go. But let's go. Even if they could jailbreak it, put it on there. Use that as a first line of defense. Second line of defense, I'm calling you in 20 minutes. And then 20 minutes after that, I'm calling you again. And if you think you're gonna bounce around from the west side or the south side within 10 minutes between those, periods, guess what? I got another thing for you. You ain't no way you're gonna be moving that fast unless you got. If you had a car, you're not gonna be able to stay down there that long.
And then one more thing, one person said there's no white groups. There are white groups, but they're mostly in car racing. They're racing down lower Wagner Drive.
Right. And they're over here on Harlem.
Yeah, so people can, people can say there's no white groups. There's a lot. There's just fancy cars. They soup them up. Car racing, motorcycles.
They're over there by the Brickyard. They're over by Harlem and the Diverse, Belmont. They're over by the Hip.
Yeah, so it's not like
the little Italian Village area.
Yeah, they're everywhere. Car racing.
Yeah, they're doing it. Trust me. But they're
seen it.
More mobile. They're more mobile. But again, the alderman asked that question of me, and I'm
Which alderman?
I'll tell you later.
Tell me later.
Yeah, but we'll tell you later. But again.
And the aldermen are reaching out to us, the civilians, to do their jobs. Like, what is this?
I mean, I don't see a problem if you can ask and get an answer. Ask everybody you can so you can fix it. That's what I'm asking questions now. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to ask and tell.
Parents, they could find people's phone numbers in the whole crowd. They could see where the whole trails go and who's the leaders.
So let's go back to what Tiny said. When I call you and I look for your ass and I say, I want to see your FaceTime and I want you to pick it up and show me everything around you. I don't think there's no way they can have all of the 100 kids standing around with posters that look like you in a living room. Hey, hold that poster up. Hold it up with the chair. You hold it up. Yeah. You hold it up. And come on, you gotta have a bunch of people hold up the posters that make your parents think you're in the living room and you're on state, not on let's say Michigan and Randolph, causing havoc. So other thing, a lot of these team takeovers don't just happen downtown. They happen right in our own communities, like you just Walter. They happen in where these guys stay at. So
I mean, they should see. I mean, if they see the same people, everything. They gotta grab a couple, trick, and fucking, who's the leaders? Because somebody's doing it.
Well, this thing is like a tetrahedron. It's got multiple heads, so you're never gonna get to the head. Some cases,
you would.
Some cases you will, but they'll get another head just as fast. As soon as they know that guy's not doing it, I'll do it now. I want to be the leader anyway. Somebody's going to do that. That's just how the team's going to respond. But I think you're right in one sense, Walter. You got to make sure that they're tired enough, and doing things that they don't have time for that all the time. And then the parents has to have some accountability. Hey, where your teen is at. Shoot,
Like they got
Ella said, they may sneak off and tell you they're going over here to get you something at the store. Yeah.
When I was growing up, these have date lines. These to tell people where they're going to be at. Now they're using Facebook, social media to contact their buddies.
Yeah, all types of things. But that's just something to contemplate because they're going to become more and more frequent, and we need to look at how to. And then I always go back to the basic idea. If you want to know how to fix something, go to the thing that's broken and ask it what does it think it needs, what does it need?
Intel, they don't do Intel. Nobody.
Or they
forgot.
If my table's broken, I'm not going to go to the door and ask the door what's wrong with the table. I'm just going to go to the table and ask the table, or figure out what's looking at the table, and and make a decision from there, you know. But yeah, something to think about. Oh, also, I wanted to let everybody know that Mr. George Lawson, he was a member of the Austin Green Team since the inception and beginning of it in 88, 87. He passed away last week. They had his funeral at Smith and Thomas this Friday. He was laid to rest with full military honors. George Lawson, very, I want to call him an Austin historian. He's a Black memorabilia and Negro historian and memorabilia aficionado. He literally has like a museum in his house of all the things that were from this, you know, from slavery. Not all things, but many things that came from slavery and the South, and you know, things that are very tangible to the existence of many Black people 160 years ago or more. 100, well, yeah, since slavery, 161 years ago, and you know, he will be missed. He's a great guy. He's the guy that also did the bricklaying ceremony. He kind of pitched that off to me. He started showing me how to do it the last 4 or 5 years or more. And you know, the fallen, well, I ain't gonna say fallen soldiers, but the heroes and heroines of Austin and the West Side that were able to receive a brick in the square on Laramie in Washington.
Steve, I got a question.
Sure.
What is going to happen to his collection of the history?
Well, his wife, you know, they're still in the house. They've actually been in that house over 60 years, almost 60 years. They were like one of the first Black couples to move into Austin. There used to be an area called the Black Belt, and that was considered Cicero from, you know, the street, or what is it, road, avenue? What is that? What is Cicero? But Cicero was considered called the Black Belt, which meant that Black people were not able to cross west of that into Austin for many, many years. And then around about 68, I think he moved at 68, 69 or something like that, 67, 68, 69. And they lived on the corner of LeClaire and Lake Street. And they have one of the most eclectic looking homes. It looks like a 2-flat that literally they took the second floor off and just dropped it to the ground. It has a flat roof, but it looks like it's only a 1-story 2-flat. It's the weirdest thing, but there are about 4 or 8 of them, 2 on one side. Let's see. They're almost like what do you call them when they're put together? Duplexes almost? Yeah.
Duplexes.
Yeah, duplexes. So there's a 4 and 4, 2 and 2, and then another 2 and 2 across the street. You don't see those on the West Side, or almost. Well, I've seen them out south, and like back of the yards and places like that. But you know, again, George Lawson, member of SACS, South Austin Community Coalition Council. He was part of that group when they first started in '72, and part of the Austin Green Team, the Garden Group, that Cora is a part of, Tina Augustus, Jolene, of course, Mr. Lawson, of course, what is Bauer? What's her name?
What's that lady's name that runs that organization?
Well, Tina Augusta is the person that's over it. She's supposed to be like the director. But
I mean, what that lady that I met.
Oh, you talking about Cassandra Norman?
Yeah, she's part of the organization.
No, she's over the Veterans Garden.
Okay.
Yeah, she was here the other day at 6978 at an event that was going on. but yeah, everybody. George Lawson, great Austinian, Austinite. And Congressman Davis spoke at his funeral, and he said, and just for the record, It's the first time I heard Danny literally say, in public that he's retiring. And, to hear him say it, it was like, wow, he said it, We knew it, he mentioned it, but to say it in a somber and sad situation like that was kind of like, man, he really knows he's going to be leaving in less than 6 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he spoke of how he knew Mr. Lawson for over 50 years. They would speak frequently on the, they lived 25 miles apart from each other's hometown, one being in Arkansas. I think he said Parkville, Arkansas, I think Danny's from, and Mr. Lawson's from somewhere in Louisiana, I forgot. I had to check his obituary, but again, yeah. Me and you guys may know him, may have known him. He was definitely, Mr. Ferber was part of the Austin group. Hold on, let me see if you guys can see. Let me show you a picture of him. Hold on. Uh-oh. And then we're going out, as they say. Thought I had a picture of him. Wait. You could carry on really quick for me there. Oh, there it is. I got a picture right there. Here we go. Uh-oh.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it. Oh, no, this is somebody else. Man, I got so many obituaries. It's just sad. I got too many obituaries. Go ahead, carry on for me really quick, Walter, until I grab this obituary from Mr. Law.
Barry on or no?
In a minute. Wow.
Yeah, I'm here.
Anyway.
How's it going, sir?
I don't know where it's at.
Where are you at now? Home?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you found it?
No, you didn't find it yet?
Yeah. Let me come back and complete. But yeah. I was just, man. I did want to tell everybody that, if you guys think it's something you should want to do, if you want to go to 7, you guys gotta let me know. Or should we stay on 6 to 8? Because it seems like everybody starts to rolling in like close to 7, quarter to. And I don't know, maybe because everybody's getting a little older. We've been doing this almost 6 years now. It's going on 6 years in July, end of July.
Yeah. Well, Steve, I'm not going to be on before 7. So.
Yeah. No, that's cool. I'm just saying overall because,
Yeah, that's why I just put my
a lot of things. But many of the things I like to tie people in, and then I haven't been on 2 channels for almost 4 months now. I'm gonna try to incorporate, like I said, because I spend a lot of time going to studio, and then by the time I'm in studio,
what for?
I'm there 4 hours. Get there by 5, leave at about 8:45, and get back home about 9 o'clock or so, and I'm beat for a Sunday, And I'm thinking everybody else probably beat too if I'm beat. Got what? Say I leave at 4:30, 4:45, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8. That's almost 4 hours. You found it?
It's stuck on.
Oh, it's stuck.
Where's your psychic at?
Oh, that's okay. DeAndre, I gotta get it off. DeAndre, I don't know. He's been doing his own thing, man. I saw him. He came to a meeting about 3 weeks. Was it, Barry? 2 weeks ago he came over? Yeah, we all saw his daughter.
Oh, he was at NAC for that affordable housing, wasn't he?
No, he didn't come for that. I didn't see him there for that.
No?
He was there for that meeting with the coalition.
And what about Arnold?
Arnold, glad you said that. I forgot to remind him to come on. And I definitely should. I got to call him, talk to him about some things. We're trying to line up. But, hey, the summer's about to get really packed and moving really fast. There's so much to do. We got to get out there and get it done. But, you know, unless anybody have anything they want to add, it's almost 8:45.
I'm going to say good night to everyone.
Good night, Barry.
Good night.
Good night, Walter. Good night, Ella,
Good
Camilla.
night.
And let's talk about those
Tiny.
things, guys, because those are very important issues, you know, that we need to look at. You know, the team takeovers, this affordable housing situations and rent increases, and you know,
Hospital too.
the hospital, yes, include the S&D, because you know, I'm just gonna say this right now. It has affected 2 people that come on this show tonight.
Saving lives.
It has affected them.
Just 1 second.
And I just saw this, I just heard how this all, you know, matriculates out at the meeting at the Leaders Network when they spoke of this. And they said every mile that you go, or a mile that you go away from the closest place for your emergency, it diminishes your life by minutes. And every minute counts. So hopefully these people are doing better that we know of. You know, we're gonna pray for CORE, you know.
No, we gotta save lives.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. And then we need politicians at these meetings.
Well,
See, we need accountability.
Well, that's what I might have to start doing, is bringing them back on the show.
And then which Congress district is that?
That's 7th congressional. Maybe we'll get Danny back in, and we'll get LaShawn in, and we'll get everybody that's, you know, LaShawn's still the rep, Danny's still the the U.S. congressman, and let's see what we can get to happen.
And then all the politicians in the area, because that thing affects everyone.
Of course.
And you're saying there's hundreds of people at the meeting. We should have accountability.
Yeah, that's about
politicians.
Especially Don Harmon, because I don't hear nothing from him.
Yeah, he didn't say much, but I haven't heard anything. But yeah, it's about 100 people in there easy.
Then what about Camille Lilly? She's part of that area?
Yeah. It's part of her district too.
So you need to have call everybody out.
Okay.
Because this is a big issue, you know, saving lives is #1 priority.
Right. And nobody's thinking about it until it's like, oh man, I'm in a pickle. They can't get me to the closest place to save my life because I only got 10 minutes left.
Well, they won't get involved unless it hits them personally.
No.
That's how I feel. Then they all jump ship and want everybody to run up behind them.
We should do it now. This is election season. We need to go.
I want you, Walter, to figure out what hospital people are going to in Gilwood. Maybe they're going to Loyola also. But find out.
We could ask. We're gonna have people from Gilwood at our meetings. At our meeting tomorrow, we could ask them what hospital.
Right, because I did find out from some of the people in Gilwood that they thought this new Rush Center on Neva or Harlem and Wabansia was an emergency center, and then they went in there for some issues, and they had to be rushed to emergency by ambulance. And guess where the ambulance was going to take them? To West Suburban, still open, and they didn't want to go there. And it was like, no, that's the one in district. That's your district. You have to go to that one. That's another thing. We need to know what's your district also, because it's all based on that. You know, what hospital, what network you're in, and where you got to go.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, they need to know that. They need to know that also. All right, if everybody had anything else, we're gonna run through. Venus, you still there? We're getting up and out of here.
She's quiet.
I know, right?
She's listening to us.
Miller, where you at?
Here I am.
Okay. So, Steve, when we're gonna have the meeting for the hospital?
I don't know. Let me work on it and see what I can get right now.
You gotta have all the politicians gotta show up, all of them. You gotta call them out because
Well,
nobody's talking about this really.
let me say this first and foremost. The ministers, many of the West Side ministers are working on it, but that doesn't mean that the people can't work on it either, or work together with them, or work somehow. I don't know. So
Yeah,
we got to figure it out. We'll figure it
because
out.
this is a big entity, and then why are they letting it go?
Yeah.
And then where's all that money? Do they get state money? I heard some of these hospitals they don't take insurance.
Hello?
Yes.
Go ahead. I'm listening. Hello?
Yeah, a lot of these insurance companies don't take insurance cards.
Okay.
So there's a lot of big issues going on in these hospitals.
What? Wow.
Yeah.
No,
Can you hear me? Can you
All
hear me,
right.
Steve?
Yes, I can. Hold on.
Oh,
I
okay.
got word that it's a 3 to 4 hour wait at Rush in Oak Park. So
oh my God.
got an emergency, it ain't happening. So
That's all overlap.
okay,
So
that's
you
good.
need you need West Suburban. It's costing an overlap.
Okay, go ahead. Somebody has something to say real quick. Venus, was that you or was that Camilla?
No,
That was
I was just saying, the deadline for the hospital, West Suburban is
Yeah.
September.
There
So
you go.
if we don't jump on what we need to start doing and inputting what we need to start doing,
Right.
time is ticking out.
And
So
you
September,
the deadline.
that
I forgot you were part of that coalition.
yeah.
Ministers, I forgot. I wish I would have had you speak on that a little more.
funding. We need funding for the hospital. But I think the government got to take it over, honestly.
Well,
Venus, you know the plan, right? I don't know the plan.
No, but I know Perica's Tony Perica said no way, she's not gonna get involved with it. The doctors that work there at the hospitals, they don't think that they said Cook County, they thought Cook County was gonna take it over. They said that's not gonna happen either. So everything is up in the air. They're just looking at what they see. Then we might lose it.
Right.
Venus, can I ask you something?
Mm-hmm.
Where did all the money went to?
I heard a little bit, but I can't hardly really talk about it because I only heard just a little. But the doctor that's could explain, Steve, that's a good idea. The doctors that's really fighting, I can give you their numbers and you could bring them onto the show next week.
Okay, give me some information. We can see what we can get going. Maybe we'll do a studio.
We got to follow the money. We got to follow this money, and then we got to put it out there because I heard 2 hospitals or 3 hospitals not taking insurance at all, health insurance. So this is a big issue right now.
What hospital is over there? So that's
on the west side. On the west side. I'll find more details.
I don't know.
I'll ask P. Ray because she said something about these hospitals.
I don't know. Maybe she knows. I don't know. No one else. I've heard no one else say anything like that. But anyway, let's go ahead. Seems like y'all still want to do 2 hours. Y'all don't want to go.
2 hours.
You know what this remind me of, Venus?
What is Hot Topic?
Yeah, but you know what this remind me of?
What is it?
What's my man name? What's his name? The show that you do on Sunday nights on VON. The guy that do the Exterminator.
Who? I just had his card in my hand.
What's his name? His sister friends with Corey.
Wait, let me. Garfield.
Garfield Major, yeah.
Yeah, Garfield Major.
Because Garfield wouldn't do his show till 10:30 at night. And we would go all the way out to 73rd and Cottage Grove, I think it was 73rd or 76th or 79th and Cottage Grove to VON. And we wouldn't leave there till like quarter after 12 to make it back to the west. And guess who tuned in? Only West Side people was calling in and talking every Sunday night. But it's all good. We'll touch base, y'all. We get ready to wind down. I'll talk to y'all next Sunday. So for clarity, I guess we still stand on 6 to 8 until we figure out how people want to rock, you know.
So I'll send you the information over tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right, good night, all. Good night, Camilla.
Good night, everybody.
Good
night.
Good night.
Got your block club coming up. She got block club coming up.
Which ward she living in?
She's 29th ward. But she's I said, I'm surprised you didn't have her on that list. But I'll check it. All right, Tiny. Talk to you. Call me probably tomorrow, okay? So we can finish up on our conversation time. I'll talk to y'all. All right.
I'll call you right now.
Huh?
All right.
Well, all right. Later.
All right. Bye.
All
right. God bless everybody.
All right. Take it
Hey,
easy.
see you, Tiny.
All right.
Bye.
Y'all.
Bye, everyone.